Hey guys, welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. My name is Fee, I'm 19 years old and this is my first official video on YouTube. I've decided to make this video for one reason. 3 years ago, I was looking all over the internet for a video just like this. So I thought that if I was looking for a video like this, maybe some of y'all who are in the same position as I was in are looking for one as well. In this video, I will be talking about my experience as an exchange student and maybe give you some tips and tricks and advice so that you too can have your best year of your life. So let's start from the beginning. I live in Denmark and in 2015-2016 I was an exchange student in Texas, America. Texas is very different from Denmark. Definitely it's a lot warmer, a lot bigger and just very different, but I have come to love Texas so much. It has a very special place in my heart. So I lived with a host mom and a host sister. My host sister's name is Jay and she is around my age and we had a lot of fun together. Super sweet girl. I didn't have any issues with my host family at all. It was a bit different though, that there were a lot more rules that I had to follow than in Denmark. Because in Denmark I didn't have any rules really. I just had to tell my parents where I was, if I was going to be home for dinner, and if I would be sleeping at home. And in Texas and with my host family you had to be home before 10, ask if I was going anywhere, and guys couldn't stay at the house unless my host mom was there. And just little small rules like that. It wasn't anything crazy. I didn't have a crazy host family who gave me all these strict rules at all. But it definitely did take a bit of adjustment. I mean, compared to other host families that I've heard of, it was nothing at all. I loved my host family. So I definitely recommend you to talk to your host family about rules and expectations, and maybe even if they have some chores that you have to do, just so that there are no confusion and that it might lead to misunderstandings. So just talk to your host family about it and you should be all good. So let's talk about the school and my experience with the school in general in America. I was a junior at Lanco Vista High School, and the school system in America is a lot different from the school system in Denmark. So the first few weeks I walked around like a confused little chicken. Let me just say that. I was a confused little chicken walking around in the halls. But after a few weeks I got the hang of it and it was all good. In Denmark we don't walk from classroom to classroom to classroom. We just have one class with one classroom and then the teacher kind of walks around. So I was a little confused on that, but a few weeks and it was all good. As a person, I am not super outgoing and super open, so I was really happy that I had Jay to introduce me to her friends so that I had people to sit with at lunch, because I didn't have lunch with her, so that was super nice. But I really encourage you to be as open and as outgoing as you possibly can. I did find though that Americans are very different from Danish people. They are a lot more open, a lot more welcoming, and they talk to you more, and if you are new they will talk to you. At least in my school, because my school wasn't that big. We had around 500 students, so you could tell if somebody was new. But yeah, definitely be open and ask people if you don't know something and just talk to them. They will be open. They will ask you to sit with them at lunch and stuff like that. So definitely be as open as possible, which leads me to the next thing, is being involved in activities in the school. Be involved as much as you can, whether that be theater, musicals, sports, cheerleading, debates, whatever you think would be fun, do it. I did tennis as my sport and I absolutely sucked at tennis. I did have so much fun though, so I definitely encourage you to try out for a sport even though you think you might not be good enough, because there are different team, I don't know if you call them rankings, but they have varsity and then junior varsity and then freshman, depending on the school, I think. I don't know, but you can still have fun if you're not playing varsity. So definitely go sign up for a sport that you think would be fun, or debate, a musical, whatever. People are not gonna make fun of you for you not being as good as they might be, or for you being new and being confused, or for you not knowing the language so well, or whatever is holding you back. People are not going to make fun of you, so don't let fear hold you back from doing something that you might think could be fun. That's my number one rule, or number one advice. Don't let fear hold you back. I've been asked quite a lot about homesickness, how to deal with it, if I was homesick a lot, and what I did when I was homesick, and so on. So I definitely had times where I was homesick, mostly around the holidays, Christmas and all that, but it really wasn't that bad. When I was homesick, I made sure to not just stay in my room. I would hang out with my host sister, I would go to the mall, I would go to the grocery store, just anything but laying in your bed. I also encourage you not to call home when you're homesick, because for me and my experience, that just makes the whole thing worse. I probably Skyped with my friends and family once a month, if that, so that wasn't as often as I thought I would, but I found that talking to my friends and family at home could make me more homesick. So I would text them a lot and Snapchat them and whatnot, and Skyped probably once a month. And I suggest that you don't Skype them when you're homesick. Because if you Skype them when you're homesick, you're going to be upset, you're going to be sad, you might be crying. And if you're like crying in front of your parents and you're talking to them about all these problems that they can't do anything about, they're going to be concerned and worried about you, and you're going to make them sad as well. Of course, it's up to you what you think feels right in the situation, but I'm just going to say that calling home might not be the best idea. I also want to touch base on the rules that you might have been given by your exchange program. I was traveling with Explorers, which is a Scandinavian company. Super great company. I didn't have any issues with them at all. Could definitely recommend them if you're from Scandinavia, or even if you're going to Scandinavia. I think, I'm not too sure about that, but if you're from Scandinavia, definitely recommend Explorers. We went on a trip to New York with them, a trip to Washington. And then you can buy like trips to Hawaii or other places in America if you're going to America, of course. It's super great. Definitely recommend them. They had 4 main rules and then like a lot of other smaller rules, but 4 main rules that said no drinking, no driving, no drugs, no sex. And I do know people who broke these rules and they got away with it, but I also know people who like got drunk, got caught, and got sent home. So personally, I would say that I followed these rules somewhat. My area coordinator, so you have a coordinator in your area and you meet up with other exchange students, and she had a rule that we weren't allowed to date. And I didn't follow that rule, let me just say that. I did have a boyfriend as an exchange student. We started dating around October, and we are still dating today. So obviously we are living in a long-distance relationship. He still lives in America. He lives in Georgia right now. He's moving around. He's in the Marine Corps, so right now he's living in Georgia. And I just had some issues with the camera, so I hope the camera situation has not changed too much. But I was about to say that my boyfriend still lives in America and that we are living a long-distance relationship. And we have been for the past 1 year, year and a half, almost 2 years actually. To June it's 2 years. And I would say that we have seen each other quite a lot, considering how far we live from each other. He's been in Denmark twice, and I've been in America, I think, 5 times since I left in June 2016. So we have seen each other quite a lot. We've had a lot of fun traveling back and forth, seeing each other, and it has made me really into traveling, so that's gonna be a big part of my life in the future. And do I recommend finding a boyfriend or a girlfriend as an exchange student? I wouldn't say that I advise against it, but I also don't recommend that you are going to be an exchange student with the intention to get a boyfriend or get a girlfriend. But then again, you don't get to decide where and when and with whom you fall in love. So if it happens, go for it. Find out what you're going to do when you leave, which is, of course, a huge decision. I don't think any of us thought that we were going to last, but we did, and I'm super happy, and I'm just glad it turned out the way it did. So if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask them in the description box. Not the description box. You are more than welcome to ask them in the comments below or my Instagram, or just ask me questions if you have any. And like this video if you like more videos. I can do some travel videos, I can do some more long distance relationship videos, whatever. Subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.